What's up, guys? We're out here today on this lake and we're actually going to be using one of these Humminbird fish finders. So you might have just picked up that Humminbird fish finder, not really sure how to use it. We're going to tell you exactly how with this out of the blue fishing special, telling you exactly how to use it specifically with the Auto Chart Live feature. Then we're going to go back to our office and show you how to take that and put it onto Auto Chart Pro, which is a computer program to have these unreal maps that you can give or use on any of your other fish finders. So we're going to get into it right now. Alright, so after you've powered on your Humminbird here, you're going to want to get over to your chart setting if you have it GPS enabled. If you do not have GPS enabled, you will not be able to use Auto Chart Pro or Auto Chart Live. So once you're here, you should have some different depth reading. You can change that all in the settings. But in order to turn on Auto Chart Live, you're going to press menu once. You can cursor up or down till it says Auto Chart. Press the right toggle button, it'll say record, right toggle button on, and now we are recording. So this is where our GPS is saying this map here, as you can tell, is actually not that accurate, because I assure you, if you pan up, we are on a water body right now. So if you look back at this map here, you can see that it is not showing that we are on water. So that's where this program comes in very handy, because you can have very accurate maps. You can pinpoint where there's rocks, any sort of structure, add your own waypoints, very customizable. So once you're in this setting, it's going to start creating colors. So down here is your color bar. Light blue is those very shallow areas, whereas red's going to be those very deep areas, which right now it's set between 0 and 10. Now I know this water body has a 20-foot channel, so something I might want to do is go back to Auto Chart, into the settings here, and then go down to Auto Chart Options. Once you're in Auto Chart Options, you can change the range, which is a minimum of 10. But as you change the range, you can see down here that that number will go up. So if you were in a area that you want to be looking at different depths between 20 and 40 feet, and you want a lot of detail, you can change your min range to 20 feet, your max range to 40 feet, and then that'll give you a color palette just for those areas. You can change your color palette as well to have as many different colors as you want. I like to keep it on color palette 4. You can also highlight colors with different settings as well as you can mark out where there's shallow colors and which kind of specs you want. So if it's less than 3 feet and you don't want to be going anywhere less than 3 feet, you can do the shallow color and it will tell you exactly where not to go. So you can change all these settings here to have it very detailed or not as detailed. You can even have the contour lines visible, not visible, etc. Show raw data. I normally leave that off, but you can do that where it will show exactly where data is being pinned. And then so for bottom layer, so you can turn your bottom layer off, or you can turn it on and choose whether or not to show vegetation or bottom hardness. So if you do bottom hardness, it'll have a different graph that'll show you exactly if it's soft or hard bottom, and then vegetation's pretty straightforward. you can play with the settings and adjust how much vegetation you want to be shown or how little. You can have it where the entire map shows vegetation just because of those parameters, but it'll take some experimentation of what works for you in these options here. Generally the default setting is pretty good though. You can also change your save location. Right now I do not have my AutoChart Live chip in, it's just saved to internal. As soon as I enter in an AutoChart Live chip, it'll automatically upload what was saved internal onto that chip, and then I can have basically infinite mapping of all my favorite lakes. So without further ado, let's get into how to create one of these maps here. So we have our starting point right now. What we're going to do is we're going to drive in the zigzag pattern up and down. Once we have that, we're going to change directions and drive in the zigzag pattern this way. What that's going to do, it's going to create a very detailed map. It's going to be covering a very large area, and by going over both directions we might miss something, or there might be a different angle that will show something different. So by doing it in that grid pattern, we will have a very accurate map that will be really good to go onto the computer. Once we're done that, we will go back to the office and we'll show you exactly how to take this off your program onto the computer, and then you can continue to play with it with AutoChart Pro program. So let's get into that right now. Alrighty, so now what you can see here, we have gone north and south, east and west of this area. So you can actually see the zigzag patterns on the screen here. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull this off and put this onto a computer, and then actually take a look at what's going on the map of this program. So, well, there you have it. A nice map of a nice fishing area where you can go out and you can actually see all that there is to see. There's lots of different channels in this map, and we actually were able to see a couple fish jumping out of the water while we were going, so it kind of reflects where the depth of the water is as well as the water temperature. So it just gave us a lot more information of what to work with when we're out on the water, getting us becoming better fishermen, getting the spots that we want to go to, and just overall it's quite fun to just map. I quite enjoy it. It's like mowing a lawn for me. It's very therapeutic. So if you want to use one of these tools, visit Humminbird, or you can go to Cabela's, one of those stores, pick up a mapping tool today, get out on the water, map your water body, and as always, visit outoftheblue.ca today, where we will love to take you out on the water to set the hook on a good time. See you soon.